All right. Hopefully that TV is not being picked up by this thing. We're going to zoom in a little bit. Hold on. Be right back. I have returned. Okay. We're back. Hair is immaculate. Well, it's in the process. It's growing back, as y'all can see. But we're here. We are back. Another Friday, another live stream, another night of messing with toys and chat with y'all. And with the new lighting still. I think I enjoy it a lot more. Kind of want it more towards pointed me. But trying to make sure none of this is gonna fall over. Because these are very heavy lights, but we're here. We're back as always. Talking toys. I am Justin, the Zilla, doing our thing. Vibing, chatting, doing things. So yeah. What do I want to say? So no weekly pickups. I guess I'll just first say that. There's nothing this week. Just been busy, living life, working as always. But thankfully, don't work tomorrow. So we're here doing our thing. But if y'all live, if you got any questions before we get going, or want to see anything, or I don't know, we just vibing as always. We're always just vibing. But yeah, and then no updates to the wall. Same thing going on. I don't think anything's really going to be changed up from this wall anytime soon, even up till next year. I can't believe that November is nearly over as a month. Oh yeah, I did want to show. Can you even see? I don't want to show off everything. Can you see? No, you can't. But I did get Chainsaw Man. Here, let me grab him real quick. Little thing. I do have him displayed over here. Now he's on an actual stand. He did fall over, I'll be honest. Yesterday, I did knock him over off of my table where I have all my Dragon Ball and Naruto figures. But there he is on the actual Tamashi stand. And he looks amazing on there. Probably not really going to change him up at all. So just gotta readjust it again to get it how I had it. I can't remember how I had it before, but it was like perfect, and it still looks great. It's still an amazing looking figure and looks great standing there on the table on the display. So yeah, so not a bad little addition. He looks great here too in the lighting. Look at that dude. Looking sick. Looking badass. Bro. All right. Yeah, but I don't think there is anything I picked up this week. I think it's all everything that we saw last week. What other updates? I guess main thing is yesterday on Instagram did another huge collab with a few creators. Mainly, okay, so I did do a new collaboration picture with my Heroes United collab guys, including a few others where we started a new collab over on Instagram called The Bad Guys Inc. So mainly just gonna be just another collab. It's just a different name, but our new picture theme, our picture that went out yesterday, because that was our deadline and that was the day that everything was coming out, was Joker Hostage. And so for my picture, I did, I used the Golden Age Joker, and I had the Golden Age Robin, both from Mezco. He was tied up. The Robin was all tied up, and I had like a little, like a cartoon, like a bomb that came from the cartoon Turtles. So did a picture of that. So if you want to check that out and support all the other creators and awesome photographers from that show off, be sure to check it out. I should have a link in the description after the stream. I don't put the description before the stream because I haven't written it yet. So it'll be there in the future, or, you can, I think that there is also a link on the actual channel, or, just go on to Instagram, Justin the Zilla. It'll be the same thing. You'll know it when you see it, but it was a fun little thing. So I got to post my BTS picture for that. I might do that either tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. So in due time, things will be done. I'll finally get stuff done here on this channel. And oh yeah, I guess also kind of an update. Probably gonna be, because I know we'll have a stream next week. That'll be the last one of November. Technically, that's even like a Black Friday / Thanksgiving one, because Black Friday is next Friday. So I'll be here doing my thing. And then I think we're only going to be having, what is it, like 2? Yeah, because then it'll be, because then the first week of December, have a plan for that. Second week of December, have a plan for that. Third week, I don't have anything for that yet, but we'll get there. I think I have something. Oh, yeah, okay. So it'll be, okay, yeah, because next week is still, because next week is Black Friday. So I have something planned for that, to look at a couple figures there. And then December, that first week, I have something planned. And then second week of December, have something planned for that. It's just figuring out that third week, and that's going to be our last live stream of the year. Might even, I don't know if I'll even be able to do something. No, because the 26th will be that Friday, or even 27th. I can't remember this year. I just looked at that calendar because I've been trying to figure out everything of when I'm going to be out of town, when I'm going to be in town, because I go out of town for Christmas. Well, it's like I'm here home for Christmas, but then afterwards, it's like the day after, I'm going out of town. I go across the country to see the fam, to see the extended fam. So expect a video, hopefully hopefully before the end of the year, maybe even 2 if I want to try to do something, but I don't know. I have to make the time for it because I barely even have free time to live as a person. But yeah, I think that's really it for updates. I'm trying to see what's going on. I think that's really it. So, yeah, I think that's really gonna be it. Usually I like to ramble about a half hour about toy stuff, but nothing's really caught me. I know that they've done, one big thing. I'm an idiot. I do gotta say this, don't I? And I didn't notice it last week. I don't know if we hit the milestone last week, but I noticed after last week's stream that we hit 300 subscribers. So thank y'all for the support. I really appreciate it. Getting to even like the 300 after all these years is a crazy thing. In my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, that's 300 people. Yeah, of course, of course, it's like if you've seen the previous live streams and early on in this year, I was planning on maybe getting to 500, but haven't really made that much content. I mean, I've made I've uploaded like 2 or maybe 3 videos this year. So at least for me, not bad. Probably my best kind of year. I would say content-wise, because I also started to do the shorts that go along with these live streams. So I appreciate the support on those, even though these streams don't really get a ton of views anymore. They've been kind of trickling down, but you know what? This is for me. This is for me to get this out there, to ramble, talk toys, have fun, and for y'all to hopefully enjoy. And then, having the shorts, having the 360 thing, it's just a fun little extra thing to show off the actual figure by itself in a little video format. But hopefully I'll be able to get at least a couple more videos done before the new year or even by the new year. So we'll see. But I do want to say again, thank y'all for all the support. We hit 300 subscribers. That's crazy. I can't believe that people still watch this. Bullshit. We can say the curse words now because it's 10 minutes past, and that's what I kind of like doing. Because I'm an adult man. I will curse if I want to. It's my channel. Okay, I'm still just rambling. But in any case, hope y'all enjoy. I appreciate all the support. Be sure, like the video. Comment what you want to see on the channel. Hit subscribe. Do all the things. I appreciate the support. I really do. So hopefully next year will be another great year. Hopefully I can upgrade a few things, mainly the shelf. That's the plan. At least for next year, finally get rid of this old shelf, because that was like my plan like this whole year. Just didn't happen, and I'm running out of space. So I need to update stuff. I need to get new things. I need to get more display options. I need to get more things going on over here. So hope y'all are looking forward to it, because I am. Because I need to get going. I need to stop holding off and just do it. Need to do it. Need to upgrade. Need to make this place look even better than it has before. So yeah, I think with all the rambling I can get out of my brain for now, I think we will go ahead, switch over. Oh, and thank you to the person who liked who liked the stream already. Thank you in real time. But we are gonna switch over to my other camera. We are gonna get to this 2-pack. It's gonna go by quick. Geek Fusion TV. A lot of good cheap shelf options at Walmart. Oh, for sure. I specifically, I will say I do specifically go for the, when it comes shelf wise. I know that there's like one at Target. I was thinking about getting 2 of those, but then I did see ones I think on TikTok. I think it was where a guy had like this whole like display case. It was huge though, so I don't know how much room I can really fit. So I might just have just 2 just regular black kind of shelving, but they look pretty good. Yeah, and also at Walmart, like there's so many options. But then also it's like thinking more wall mounted stuff. Like I have 2 wall shelves. That are command strips. So I'm gonna probably be using a couple more of those, get more ideas on where to put stuff, how it's all gonna fit. Because I have a few ideas. I just have to do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, well, my Palpatine. Do it. Kill him. Kill him. Now, my apprentice. Is that even a good voice? I don't even know. I'm doing my bits. Okay. But we're going to go ahead, switch over, and they get to Geek Fusion _TV. Appreciate it. All right. Switch on over. We're going to keep rambling, but we're going to see the toys. So let's do our jam. Bam. The thing. Hold up. That's not Ben Grimm. Oh, there we go. A little better, more lined up here. I'm going to get a little closer so I can be comfortable with what I'm doing. But there it is. This whole 2-pack that I've been really sitting on, because this was one that originally released, I want to say 2025, maybe even 2024. Where's the date? Spoilers, but what is it? 2024. There it is. So it is a 2024 thing. Can this focus? But you can see it there. Yeah, so this was a 2024 set, technically, I guess. And this was originally, I think it is still technically a Pulse exclusive, but they've re-released it. I think it's on other retailers now, so it's probably a bit easier to get. To now, they might already be sold out. I haven't checked it because, I already have the pack. It's been sitting in my house for like a year, maybe even a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. I don't remember exactly when I got this, but, still pretty cool. Still pretty nice. Let's make sure that's all working. Yeah, and, apologies for the ring light, it always, but it encompasses, it looks good. So, yeah, so nice little 2-pack here. You have your, okay. I guess we'll just get into it. I keep messing with it and keep, I just keep messing with it. Okay, but I guess we'll get into it. So this is part of the Marvel Legends series. This is specifically a part of the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest. So this is kind of, I think it is, what is it? At the top there, Avengers, with the Avengers logo, kind of more based on the movie. 60 years of Earth's Mightiest. So it's been 60 years of the Avengers. So they've been doing, it's like, so all last year they were doing, and even, I think even in 2023, technically, they were doing a bunch of these sets where, with this branding and with the all-white kind of look here. So we had, I think it was specifically Hawkeye, Black Widow, who else? I know we had a Skrull King and Skrull Queen 2-pack as well in this style, but that was all, but most of that was all, didn't have the window. So this is kind of different for it now. Excuse me. Camera keeps moving. We'll have Hank kind of covered up there. Someone's getting covered up. It don't matter how it is, because when I move the plastic, it moves. It's it's like a magic trick. Now you see me. No, you don't. Oh, now you see me. No, you don't. Now you see me. No, you don't. Sorry. I keep on rambling, y'all. Y'all gotta stop me. But so a part of like this whole branding of the Avengers Beyond Earth, Earth's Mightiest. Oh yeah, and then there was also the kind of like the Secret Wars, Doctor Doom, and Miss Marvel, specifically. I think it's Monica Rambeau. Is that her name? I can't remember her name, but she's a cool figure. I mean, spoilers, but I have her. Yeah, she's on my Avengers shelf, and she's a pretty neat figure. But in any case, so this is a part of that line, and we see everything here. Of course, we have Giant-Man, Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyke Wasp. Very cool in their respective costumes, specifically, with Hank in the, in the lab coat, with the Giant-Man costume, and then, of course, Wasp in her original first costume. On the sides, have some nice art there. I think this is this Kirby? This feels like Jack Kirby. This feels like his style, especially when it comes to Giant-Man. If it's not, please correct me, because I will assume. But Maybe, just based on the art on the back, as you can see there. It looks more simplified. It doesn't look exactly like Kirby-esque, but it might be. I mean, that face. Yeah, that Hank Pym face, that is. Yeah, that's giving me Kirby vibes, but I don't know. Always very interesting. Like, that is maybe based off of. And then, okay, so, yeah, so on the back, have your Marvel Legends series logo there. Hank Pym, Giant-Man, and Janet Van Dyke Wasp. Yeah, little name thing there. Have a little thing here, a little blurb. Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne use Pym particles to manipulate size and defend Earth as members of the first Avengers team. Yes, they are founding members of the Avengers, and here we have them. Well, except for Cap. He was in Volume 4. I think after... I think it was like after like Namor showed up and was just causing chaos with the Avengers, and he was like, oh, I found Captain America. And they're like, what the hey? Yeah, but on the back here, you have Wasp, you have Giant-Man, you got Iron Man, and Thor, who are your 4 core Avengers, excluding Hulk, I guess, because he was in that first thing. It's like what Loki used him and everything. Oh yeah, and I didn't even notice on the, in this blue bit, you do have nice little art of, of who I would consider, I guess, like their main Avengers. So you got, so you got Ant-Man, you got Wasp, you got Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Hulk, Vision, Iron Man, Thor, where are they? Black Panther, Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel. Yeah, whichever one that is, version of her. There's Doctor Strange. And Falcon. That's cool. No Cap. No Cap. Interesting. But there's our, packaging. Oh yeah. Also at the bottom, nothing very much. All your recycling and copyright and your barcode. So if you want to scan that, I don't even know if that does anything now, because this is old. Okay, yeah, so this was during their initial release. Actually, this reminds me, I need to pick up, their Thunderbird, I guess they call her, figure. It's basically like just Captain Marvel. Like the first Marvel look, where she was in all black and had the one, like the lightning bolt on the chest, and had like the domino mask and the flowing blonde hair. I still need to get that, and that is also a re-release. So I should get that sooner than later, because I don't know when I'll have the chance to get that again. Because of course that one was a Target exclusive and was like impossible to find for everyone. So yeah. I think we'll just go ahead and open up this. If y'all have any questions or want to see anything, or or just want to chat about anything toy related, pop culture, the news, the world. We live in a weird time, y'all, especially here in America. And, just in general as people. It's probably weird other countries seeing us all the time. Just being like, damn. Those guys really have everything, but also nothing at the same time. I hate to get political, but, you kind of have to. But we got our trusty X-Acto. Trusty X-Acto blade. It's important to be knowing what's going on in your community and in the world. X-Acto blade. I'm going to stop rambling. Well, I never will. Never stop rambling, brother. Where's the knife thing? There it is. The sheath, and I think that we are done using our X-Acto. It doesn't seem like I'll need very much else to really kind of unbox these. Like get in here, have your classic tab piece. Oh, and I didn't realize actually the art does kind of go into the actual flap there. So that's kind of nice. I might even like cut that out. Maybe keep that. That might be cool. I'm definitely going to probably at least keep this for sure, because I do like kind of taking the art. I don't really need the name plate, don't really care about that. But and also like the Avengers logo, I'm good. I got a lot of like the. I think they also did. Oh yeah, they also did a first appearance Hulk and Bruce Banner 2-pack. Oh, there is a. Hold on. Yeah, there's that same thing from the back, but yeah, but on the inside. And there is a Captain America and a Black Widow, as you can see. Pretty good. But we got all of our, and this is kind of like a good lineup of the Avengers. So you got Cap, you got Black Widow and Falcon, and here, where's my, okay. Yeah, where's my camera looking? Here, I wanted to look here. You got Cap, you got Black Widow, you got Falcon, you got Hulk, you got Scarlet Witch, you got Hawkeye, Black Panther, Miss Marvel, Iron Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, Wasp, and Ant-Man, and Vision. Did I already say Scarlet Witch? Yes. So that's kind of, I guess, that they would like say is like your classic Avengers. I mean, it makes sense to me, personally. Also, there goes the box. But our Hasbro paper, it was on the other side. Go away. That just flew across the room to never be found again. And there's our empty box. This feels like an old stream. This feels crazy. Wow, that paper just went all the way. I literally chucked that to a place that I don't think I can really get to without moving everything. So that is insane that that just slipped by that easily. It will never be seen again. But here is our 2-pack in all their plastic glory, all displayed up. And if y'all here on the stream want to suggest seeing one or another first, I will take those suggestions. I myself am, am leaning more towards doing Giant-Man first, because I want to save Wasp for last, in my opinion, because I do already have a couple Hank Pyms, a couple Ant-Mans. So, you know, having a Wasp, and this is, oh, and I forgot to mention this. This is also my one and only Wasp figure I think I've ever had. I don't even have a small like a small version of her that came with other Ant-Mans. I don't even have like Hasbro's, like their first one, where it was the more modern suit. And that's kind of like the suit that I think of, when I think of Wasp. But this classic suit is honestly just kind of so ridiculous, but also feels iconic in some way. It definitely feels like that golden age of comics and of Avengers, if that makes sense. If that is the right terminology, I guess. I would call it the golden age. Because this is kind of like their peak of when they're like, oh, okay, we got heroes, so we'll make the Avengers. And, you know, they weren't really, I guess, that mainstream, but they're still cool. Loving my mom life. 4567. Yo, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'll just call you Mom Life if you don't mind. But we are looking at the Marvel Legends Giant-Man and Wasp 2-packs. How you doing, Mom Life? Welcome to the live stream. We're going to be chatting and rambling and open up figures. If I am heard, I believe so. I believe my mic is on. It is. All right. But I think we will go ahead, lay these down. Get my camera up. Oh, excuse me. This is live, so excuse for the insanity. I'm okay with it. I'm using my mom's account, but mine got banned for a week. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I guess you gotta be careful with what you're saying on there, but hope you enjoy the stream. We're gonna all of our accessories, and we might as well, I think we might as well just show them off. Anyways, get through all of our accessories because we're unboxing. But here with Hank Pym comes with 2 hands there that have the grip if the camera wants to go on there. But they're kind of like more kind of like gripping hands, kind of very basic glove hands there. Then also comes with a little vial here. There we go. It has like a little, like a blue piece at the bottom, I guess, to kind of show that there's something in there because you can see the translucent plastic, but very nice. It also has a little hole up there if you want to put like a little smoke effects or other little things in there. And then also have your alternative Giant-Man head there, and that's pretty nice if only it would focus. There we go. Does have some skin tone paint that's on his things, but they're coming off pretty easily. But he looks pretty good. I think that, I don't know if this is based off of their HasLab. I will be honest, my paint is a little sloppy. But Mom Life says, where'd you get it? I need it for my collection. I got this, this was a 2-pack that originally came out just through with Hasbro Pulse, with Hasbro like on their collector site, on their thing there. But but they've recently, I think, had a re-release of these, so you can find these pretty much, I think, on any kind of action figure kind of retailer. Ones like Big Bad Toy Store, probably Entertainment Earth, maybe even other places, maybe even like GameStop or something like that, if they are technically, I guess, that, maybe even Amazon, I guess. But they're for pre-order, where they re-released this 2-pack. The Miss Marvel figure, and then also another one or 2. I can't really remember. But but they're pretty cool. Oh yeah, and then also like the cable, like the newest cable that came with the with the Sabretooth leg. So pretty good there. But yeah, a nice 2-pack though. Yeah, a nice head sculpt though. This is like super well done. And this definitely gives me like the HasLab vibes with this. And then our last accessory for Hank, excuse the hand doing things. So here we have this little, I guess this is supposed to be, is this supposed to be like their Quinjet is what it is? Or just like an Avengers little thing here. Wish this would kind of focus on this. Focus. There it is. It's like so tiny. It's so small, but it's pretty cool. And you have like the A on there. You have some different paint to show off like the cockpit area. And then it's all in that kind of metallic, kind of shiny plastic. And then also has some wheels at the bottom, or tires, whatever you want to call them. Some boosters. Sorry for my awful nails. I have washed my hands. But pretty cool. A nice little accessory to have and very unique. I forget if, I guess this is, by using the PIM particles. So that they can move the Quinjet really anywhere and not have to worry about, having a whole ass hanger. Just put it in your pocket. It's like a toy, but it's an actual jet. So that's crazy, but it's super cool. Really nice and unique accessory to have. And then I guess, okay, we'll go over, what do we want to, okay, here, we're going to get all of our accessories out. We're not going to wait just to look at one figure. We want to get them all out. So, yeah, so then on Wasp's side, she comes with another little scientific vial, has some more blue up in there. Kind of be like all liquidy stuff there. And then she comes with this little, kind of like this tech system. Has like some blue detail work on there, and then on the actual, like the imprints there is all red. Yeah, it's a pretty good accessory if you have a Galactus figure. This thing, yeah, with this one, or if like, or you're talking about yeah, the jet, because that would make sense. And I do have a Galactus, but he's the Fantastic Four movie version, so it wouldn't really work that well. But it's still, I think it'll be okay. It might just work. But this little thing, the plane, okay, makes sense there. And then on the back here, I have some little details. I think this is actually, is this reuse? This might be reuse of the AIM, like Supreme dude, because this has like that same, like that honeycomb thing that they always have. And this does look familiar on the back here. So this might be like the same thing as like compared to that, it's like this one was all like it's like this whole long piece was all like translucent blue, and this was just like a basic, like a black or something. So yeah, but still a nice accessory and works pretty well. I mean, I didn't even notice that this was reuse, I think, up until now. And yeah, and in that case, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's still a great accessory. The next, get out her hands. This is definitely definitely a new format. I'm not used to being this up close on camera, but it's pretty cool, I guess. If it works, we have our hands here, just kind of splayed out, but these are new hands. These look very cool. Yeah, they feel more realistic. It's like they are like that regular kind of like female, gesturing, kind of, I guess, kind of like pose or style, but they are new sculpts and they look very, very well done. So these might actually work pretty well. Even updating like your hands and stuff. Bringing in some more detail. Okay, this might be a little difficult. Get that out of there. Get this all off of there. Oh, so this is going to be impossible to get out. Okay. Here we go. Got out our unmasked head, and my God, this looks unworldly. As you can see, it's like how they do their printing system is by like a dot system there, but like it's like so clean. It looks so good. It looks good on every angle. You see like the different, like the shade of like on the lipstick as well, how it's darker up here, a little bit lighter. You get a little bit of a mouth line. It might even be like a hint of teeth, maybe? I don't know. But there is like some paint in there, but the sculpt is really, really, really well done. I like the face shape there, and then the hair, of course, is super classic. Has some little highlights there, kind of like a reddish highlight. I don't know, but it's still like mainly a brown, especially here on the front. But it looks great. It looks amazing. This is probably one of the best head sculpts, I think. Yeah, I think that they've done in a while. And it's perfect for Wasp. I mean, she looks amazing already. But having this on top of that is like, okay, yeah. I need me like another Wasp figure. It's like, it's like with this look, it's like, but with that short hair would be so cool. But I love the long hair too, so very classic, very cool. All right. I think we are going get these guys out. So we're going to move up my camera, zoom out a bit over here, blown out my camera. As you can see, kind of decimates it. We'll get Hank out first. There we go. Not too shabby. Got some fuzz from the coat going on. A little tight, but he's there. I don't know why he doesn't. Okay, whatever. We're going to see what to do. Okay. We'll get Wasp out of here. I mean, yeah, I am going to do her off screen because I want to make sure, especially getting out these wing pieces. They're kind of like a translucent blue, but also do have a bit of like a warm tone, especially here on the camera. I think everything has like a warmer tone, but these are like a very nice kind of like just white, but very translucent, very well done. And look great. I think that they've used these before. Would make sense. I think that they have, yeah. And they're pretty well done. Yeah, and it works for what it is, because it's Wasp. So it makes sense. But there's our plastic. Oh no. That is not good. That is... Well, I only just noticed that, but mine does have a bit of a defect on there. There's some paint missing right by the antenna on the head, no less. I guess I could get like some like paint. I could just paint that back up, or even get like a marker of some kind, or kind of paint pen. So that kind of sucks. But overall, and then look at that. That looks so good. Sculpt wise, it's like it's just so well done. Can I please get this head sculpt in frame? There. But overall, like this head sculpt is like amazing. It's like, I think like the face, yeah, the face is definitely different compared to the unmasked head. I think that this is more, is it more? Yeah, she's more, yeah, kind of serious, and she's a little bit more happy. It's like, not by much, but a bit. It's kind of subtle. It's like, but I do like this. But she's very kind of like on the mission and ready to go, but has the same nice kind of shading there. Looking pretty cool. All right. All right. I can't indulge too much in the Wasp yet, because we have to get over Hank first. We got to get over the Hank Hill. Oh, and mine does have a bit of... Hold up. More. There is also some red missing there on the front. Yeah, on the front and the back. Either boots. So that kind of sucks. Paint-wise, yeah, does have that. Yeah, it does have the holes on the back. I keep looking at the figure. I gotta... Yeah, she looks so good, but is so, like, distracting. Okay, so let's start with Hank first. Of course, he comes packed in with the same head sculpt that came with the with the West Coast Avengers. Is this the same head sculpt? Head sculpt? I know that the hair piece, I think, is the same. I just don't know what the face is, because it is weird that this has blonde eyebrows compared to the West Coast Avengers version. He has the brown eyebrows, and his skin tone, I think, is a bit, is a bit more simplified, and I think it looks less angry than this. I think it looks just more serious, but I don't know if if that's the same sculpt or not. I can't really tell. But it is a nice print. It does just look a little bit weird. Like, I think it definitely feels accurate to the comic of the images that we've seen. It's just the blonde eyebrows. I think that that's the thing that's throwing me off. But paint-wise, like, everything is pretty clean. Everything is pretty good. It's not bad at all. So, yeah, good. But then, as you can see, he is wearing a lab coat that they included with him. Oh, I forgot about one other comparison, but we'll get to that in the end. It's very obvious what it is, because it's here on the display, but you won't. But you'll figure it out. But yeah, but he has a little lab coat here. It does not have any wires. I don't think so. No wires. It's just here, so you can just move it, or he'll just stand there and you just kind of cover him up. It's like, you're working, Hank. Do your thing. Because this kind of actually reminds me of their 3-inch one, where I think that you could do that, where you could switch out like parts of that figure, or even it's like it was just a straight kind of like Hank pin, but he was wearing the costume underneath. So I don't know. But this just gives me those vibes. And it's nice that this is fabric. It's not the greatest, but it can work. It can work pretty well. And then, of course, on the body, and this is, I think, basically the Sunfire mold, but I think pinless now. Maybe not on the arms. They might have done it on the arms. I mean, we'll take off the thing. But you have the whole giant, the Giant-Man costume, with the straps, and those are painted on. Compared to being sculpted, you do have the belt down here at the bottom, the blue for the shorts, and then for the boots, just your same kind of Sunfire body sculpt. But it makes sense because that's what they did for the first one, so it makes sense that they would reuse that. But these are pinless, and then also have the little points on the boots, have your serial number, copyright stuff, and then comes packed in with a right-handed trigger finger hand that does have up and down, and then a left-handed fist there. So no fist or trigger finger kind of matches there. I probably just would have preferred maybe having, I don't know, because having the trigger finger hand, it makes sense to have that. It's like you could have him with two, but then it's like he also has to punch things, or kind of or have his fist just in a ball, just being angry, just being the wife. I can't stand her because I'm a man who is smart and a scientist. Who do I sound like? And yeah, it sounds like Hank Pym, but mainly he wishes he was Mr. Fantastic. But we are going to take off the lab coat just to get a look at the whole rest of the costume, because of course can have him without it. And they did update the arms to pinless, so that's actually pretty nice. And then you have the glove here. I kind of wish that these were raised. I think nowadays that they would be doing that these would be raised, but even Then in 2024, also weird that this is broken up. I guess that kind of makes sense. So you kind of have to keep them. But then I would just rather just want these all black anyways, wouldn't I? Because I would want that black to cover up the V on the shoulders. But that makes sense there, and that makes sense if you want to match up the lines and have it the red. But I know it'll be probably kind of difficult or awkward to do with the costume. But if you're like moving it up, you can kind of cover it a bit. It doesn't look as bad, but you know. And then on the back, yeah, that breaks up pretty evenly. And then there is a bit of red paint, kind of, yeah, a bit of the actual red under the paint bleeding through. Same thing there. And then also a little bit of a minor defect, but I'm just nitpicking here. But nice little belt here. It's kind of pointed upwards. Like, yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to do that or if that's just the design of the costume, but it works. It doesn't distract at all. It's pretty well. The ant butt. And then the shorts with the blue that match with the wrist there. And then, again, that. And then our pinless legs here. Very nice. Pretty good. I mean, it works for him. I know the shoulders are kind of a bit tapered compared to, yeah, compared to like updated bodies and different kind of shoulder pieces, yeah, that could be used compared to this one and then compared to the Ant-Man previously, but it's still pretty all right. I think it works pretty well. So we will switch out his head first, though. Get him in full Giant-Man uniform. Hold up. It's a tight fit, but it gets there. Trying to get all these. All these paint flakes, but oh well. I shall fix it soon enough. Oh. And then the head looks all right on the body. I think it is. I think that this would. I think that having like that shoulder thing might have. Yeah, just might help with yeah, with the proportions, because this head kind of looks big. Yeah, of how the neck kind of tapers down, it doesn't fill out the head, I think, as much as it should. I mean, it's like you can lean it forward, and it makes sense because he's kind of looming over. So he's like, "What are you doing? I'm Giant-Man." But that's not a very great example of him being Giant-Man. But it is who he is because he's in the full costume, and he looks pretty good. Pretty all right. Maybe I should do a full shot instead of just, yeah, being like, it looks great in, you know, in the whole thing. Except for, you know, actually seeing the whole thing. But there he is. Looking all right. And I guess we'll go over our articulation. So at the head, you do go up about that far, come down about that far with the unmasked head. Look up about that far, down about that far. Then, as we saw with the butterfly joint, go back about that far, go forward about this far. Have your rotation, your hinge goes up about there. Feel like you can push that. It can go up like that much, but I don't want to crease that shoulder too much. You do have a thigh swivel. You have a double jointed pinless elbow. Have a in and out hinge for the fist, and including on the two grip hands, just in and out. And then with the trigger finger hand, you do have a stuck hand. Wow, that is really stuck. There we go. Some heavy detents. They were making sure that this hand was not gonna be coming loose at all. But you're down and you're up. Rotation on either hand. At the waist. Ab crunch there. And I don't mind that still that much. And then the lines connect there, so that's pretty good. And I don't really mind that too much. I know it's still kind of smooth. I don't really mind it at all. I know that some people prefer just having just like the torso thing, but I don't mind having that very much. Back there, pretty good. Move the belt, you can get your waist swivel. It is a bit stiff there. Also, do have a peg hole kind of showing the age of this figure, because I don't think a lot of our do a lot of the newer figures really have peg holes on the back, especially if they don't have like capes or something. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see in a minute. But this is an older mold, so it would make sense that they wouldn't update that in any case. And then at the legs, go forward about that far, go back not that far, go out. Not too bad. Yeah, this Sunfire mold isn't known to have the greatest, but it's still pretty good. Have your upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless. Knee there can kick to the belt. There, very nice. Super smooth. Have your rotation at the boot. Hinge back, hinge forward on the actual shoe, foot, and then, of course, your ankle rocker. Pivot, 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 pivot. The pivot, it's their thing. It's so good. I just love that there's just a crazy pivot, and it's just not bad half the time. Well, look at that, dude. Look at this man. Look at this quote-unquote giant man who is 6 inches tall in my room. Just a little thing. Oh, I was going to also get, man, I keep forgetting about, like, my other fun comparisons. I got, like, okay, I got, like, all, like, the Avengers and stuff and all people from that team and, like, some Ant-Man villains and just a bunch of Avengers. But I didn't think about, like, other franchises and different crossovers. But we're going to get there because there's some obvious ones. All right, so we'll show him holding his vial at least. Well, let's give him the lab coat back because that makes sense. I might prefer him more as just Giant Man, but with the lab coat is a nice touch, specifically for Hank. But I would like, to see how this kind of looks on the Fantastic Four Reed Richards, because that would be very interesting. So that might be another figure I have to grab, because I didn't grab him either. I don't know why I didn't grab so many other figures. I guess I was just like, oh, here's an abundance. And I was just blanking. And I was like, whoa, not technically Ant-Man. Because that's a different franchise instead of just being like, it's the whole Marvel universe. And they've probably interacted before, so who cares? Let me make sure his collar is also down. Let me get him in a good pose with the... Okay, so we'll have like that. Kind of looking at the vial in the lab coat. And he looks pretty good. He looks all right. Of course, like the lab coat kind of helps, hide more articulation. So it does make it, I think, a bit more natural. But it's pretty good. And I do like it. It's pretty, yeah, it looks good. Then we'll do him next. Switching out the arms. Well, switching out the hands, excuse me. The arms do not come out. Not switch arms, you switch shoulders based on all the mods that have been done to this figure from other creators that I need to jump on at some point. So there he is with his little grabber hands. And I think this is more specifically for holding this little glider dude. Kind of like, all right, I got the jet. It's all small, so I can take it with me. So we don't need a hanger. It'll just hang out and look like a toy. I will probably do him in the costume because I do want to get them full side to side in their costumes anyways. Excuse me while I do another change yet again. But the lab coat's all right, though. It is not a bad piece at all to include in this set. Do wish it was wired. That might have helped. Yeah, that might have helped a bit, but I know what they're getting to, so I understand. You have a certain kind of budget, I guess, and only want to put so much into it, or only can, based on probably the price of everything, anyways. Especially now, everything's expensive, so it's just more and more and more expensive. We'll do the right hand grab and the left hand fist. Oh, I nearly broke that peg. I should be careful. Alrighty. That was very scary. I think he does look best, though, as full-on Giant Man. I mean, because look at that. That looks so good. Look at that dude. Then have him holding the jet. So you could have him standing there, has like a city around him, and he's picking up this thing. Or you could even do, hold on, if we do want to imitate him being giant, have him going down to pick up the jet. All right, we can get him. See how this looks. Let's do, yeah. Another stuck peg. There we go. The arm a little bit more. Already like, what the heck? Okay. We'll get him. We'll get him in a good pose. We'll get him back in that good pose we had. What the? Look how big he is. Man, he grew so much. Ignore the other woman and the other scaling to show that this is not how it is. Because it's not. There he is. Looking pretty sick. Zoom out just a little bit more. Get the full body. Looking great. Looking pretty good. Not a bad Giant Man at all, in my opinion. I think that this is pretty good. Pretty good. Nice to see something a bit more different with them. Even if it is on a older mold, I think a lot of the points on this do win. Oh my. Yeah. Hold on. I'm doing all my lighting things. He looks so good. He looks great, especially like in that kind of pose. I think having those grip hands and having that new head and kind of making everything pinless anyways too is just so much. The main thing is still just those shoulders. I think that's the thing. I think need to do the thing where I think people take either Falcon sold the shoulders or there's like another, I guess could even do like another like a full red kind of body character with shoulders. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But I think it's mainly like the Falcon shoulders because they're much broader. So they kind of work better for that anyways. But it's like you have to like match up like the reds though. So there's probably limited options with how many Falcons there are and how many Ant-Mans and Giant-Mans there are. So I guess we'll just see. As I always say. But a very nice figure. A very cool figure. Something that works pretty well and is a nice inclusion to, yeah, as a nice inclusion to the Avengers display. Just by himself. But that's not even the best part. Because we have a whole other character who needs her own section. Mind me. Look at that. Look how lovely that is. But yeah, well, we are going to get her finally all set up, even though we do have some very glaring problems. We will do our best, because this is a brand new sculpt. I think from head to toe, maybe except for like the arms and the legs. Those might be reuse from somewhere, but then these forearms are definitely new because that's a solid piece. So yeah, a very, very classic costume for Wasp. Was not really expecting or didn't even really recognize this costume at all. I was like, oh, this is the first one. This is ridiculous because it has the antennas. It has like a little, like a stinger on the head. If this wants to do the thing, can you, has that stinger on the head, has the little the thing, that has like a microphone on it. She has like a headset, I guess, under there, because you also see that side. So I guess that's like under her headdress here. But then you see her face sticking out, and that paint is actually really, really clean. It's just right there where we got one gray smudge or like a whole thing just going on there. So I gotta like try to see if I can fix that or anything. And then there's like a whole like kind of like a little bit of a shine to this figure in some places. Like there's little like oil splotches kind of everywhere. So gotta like hit this with a dull coat at some point. And then have the W for Wasp there on the chest. Kind of clean paint. It kind of missed a little bit on the side. I don't know if that's accurate or not. It probably isn't. Probably just missed the paint. But then, and then there's like that blue there at the top there of the wingtip. But that kind of sucks that mine has a lot of QC issues, specifically on the head and the main chest area. And then you have the little shoulder pieces that kind of, up there, I guess. Or they kind of, like they stick out a bit. You have the tapering with the red costume that goes to the belt. Has two little prongs there with the belt around. Has the skirt that is kind of short. It's a short skirt, but it's kind of a little wavy there, so that's nice. So, some kind of like, I guess, kind of like fold or wind effect there. But then you have the pinless arms and the all black, and then you get down to the gloves, and that's all separately sculpted. You can see all that detail that's missing kind of like from this guy if they did a full update like this. Because this is kind of how they do their figures now. And then it's all pinless there, but basic kind of feet and shoes there. But unique head, unique body, unique thing, and then unique forearms. And also the hands are also, I think, unique, if not just reuse from Shriek, as always. But they're pretty basic. But overall, this looks amazing. Oh yeah, and then also you do have the two holes, and then there is some actual fabric detail back there too. But you have the two holes for the wings. I always kind of forget which side these should go on. Oh. And these are a tight fit. It is very difficult to get these on here. It is not an easy time to get this. Yeah, to get this working. There we go. So I got one. Got to get the other now. I think that's right. There's her wings. All right. But look at that. That kind of does complete that look there. I mean, it makes sense. She's Wasp. This is her costume, and she's got the wings, and these are the same ones that they've used before, like on previous winged female characters, specifically like Wasp. Yeah, variations and all that. So these are still, I think, the same ones, but they look pretty good. They still look great. Hold on, let me. Oh, these only have. Oh, okay. These do exist. Okay. So this is actually I think that this is my first time having the double pair, because I think I only have just the two bottom ones, because I have the one that's not Wasp. Oh, she's a different character. Does she have separate wings? She might have separate wings. I can't remember. But there's Wasp in all her glory. Just looking so cool. Just has all the aura right now. We can go for a two-winged look there as well. It is a lot. Kind of hold on there. I might just prefer her with them. You can even do, this feels more butterfly-ish. I might prefer having the bigger ones. Yeah, I think I definitely prefer with the bigger ones. And I can even make them try to go as high or go as vertical as I can, so it doesn't take up that much room. But even still, I think I might prefer having them a bit more out there, because it just gives her a good presence on the display and kind of balances out everything. But you can have her looking up there and she's just flying there. Or if you get her like that, kind of like she's in like full on like attack mode. So it's very kind of like a jet, like a so very, very cool there. Even if you just hide them just a little bit better. I don't know. I'll have to really see. I really gotta work with these wings, but I think I probably prefer them still more up. That's the opposite of what I'm doing. There. What the heck? Those do pop out. All right. But yeah. A cool figure. But we will go over the articulation. At the head, I think it's just a ball. Yeah, it's just a ball under there. There's no real separate thing here, but she can look up that far, look down, not that far, can tilt. Side to side does full-on 360 rotation at the shoulder. Hinge about that far. Thankfully, the shoulder is a bit pliable, so it's like, yes, it does block your way, but it's not gonna really be that much of a problem or really hindrance, because you can go up about that far all the way if we're moving, but if you're keeping the arm straight, you're going like up that much. So not great there. Upper thigh cut, yeah. Bicep swivel. That's a thigh. A bicep swivel, pinless, double jointed elbows for the females. This is even better than the guys in range. Have a in and out. Hinge there and a rotation on each fist there. At the torso, do have full rotation there. Do have a ball so you can go forward a bit, go back. Actually pretty far. That is not bad at all. I'm surprised it doesn't go more forward, but you know. Give some tilt side to side and kind of like some hula hoop action there, but it's still pretty all right. It's fine. And then at the legs, kick out forward about that far. Other one goes a bit more forward, but at the back, kicks back that much. Not the greatest. A bit better on this side. Does have your thigh swivel. That's the thigh. Gonna move the wings to get the knee. These new double jointed female knees especially are always very, very stiff. But get great range. Pretty good. That's amazing. Your foot, your shoe, I think is also new. You forward that much, back that much, and also ankle rocker pivot. Should probably be more careful with this because this is a female figure, so yeah, they always make this plastic a bit thinner. A little scary. Yeah, and these are like shiny on here, but these are kind of dull on there. I feel like I gotta hit that with a dull coat. I think this one needs a dull coat. Needs to be, yeah, have the Mr. Hobby super clear. Because I haven't even used that yet, and I've had that for a bit. It might be expired by now. Honestly, I've just wasted money. It's still pretty good. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. Oh yeah, and with the extra lighting, you can kind of see through. Kind of see how shiny those are. Yeah, with the wings, and you have actual detailing on there, even though it is clear coated. But they're very cool. She looks great. Then I think we will first get to her accessories, and do want to try specifically do a more action pose first. Get her doing Some flying. So there she is. More action pose. I do kind of wish that they came with smaller versions of them. At least Wasp. She has a whole divot poked in her thigh. That is insane. I cannot fix that. How? So, yeah, should I like heat that up? She has like a whole divot in her thigh. That is crazy. I did not notice that until now. Unless I caused that. I hope I didn't. What the hell? Man, feel like I gotta write a report now. Probably not. Maybe. But this is off. Yeah, this figure is so beautiful, and having like these little QC issues, they're like everywhere. It's like, now might be the time I can maybe contact them. Maybe like, hey, is this still valid? Because I only just opened this now. So can I like get a new one that has better paint? Or at least like a better head sculpt? It would be nice. But this figure still looks so good. It looks amazing. Even with just the open hands and just standing there, I think looks so good. I think this works so well for her. This is such a great looking figure. And we will do switching out our heads. This is her more, I guess, kind of like more casual. Yeah, they just got back to base and they're kind of like, and they're like, not, yeah, they're kind of like, nice job, everyone. Now let's do some work. And she's like, all right, I'm going to have my mask off first, and then I'll take off everything. But, and like switch to like a regular human, or kind of like or even giving her like a lab coat would have been cool. I think it would have been nice, but she still looks great. And then that head sculpt is still like phenomenal. It's just amazing. It's so cool. She looks great. Feel should do her just like that. Like you really get a feel for this character just in this kind of pose. And especially like these hands too, like these more like realistic feeling hands definitely look a lot more natural compared to the usual regular female hands. So yeah, so it's a nice kind of update and have like that glove actual kind of texture to work with the costume. So it's really cool. This looks so good. I mean, you can just keep it like that. I don't know how she can. Well, okay. Before we take off this, I guess she can hold this little panel thing in her hands. I guess if you have the things. Have her reading some, reading like some lab charts, just holding them and just being a lady. And then she can't really hold this, so it's just an extra thing I guess they want to give you. So not bad. Not bad at all, but this looks great. Even just this, it looks so good. This just feels like a great looking figure. I hate that I have little QC issues everywhere, but you know, what can you do? I mean, they do have new ones. I do want to have her more casual still, but in her costume, but with the wings up, even like this. I mean, even like that's not too bad. Like that's still pretty cool. I probably do prefer the big wings though. I don't know which one's the more accurate. I always forget. But those do feel more right. They just feel more poignant. They do feel more, I feel, wasp-like. Just like, look at that. Such an amazing looking figure. Sucks that I have so many like little paint defects that keep going on. But it's pretty good. It's all right. It looks great. It looks amazing. It's just without the paint stuff. And then we're good. We're like a neat. Yeah, they just messed up like the very last part of it, essentially. Like everything was there. You just had to execute that part. And they kind of did. They didn't do amazing. But these are, but these are coming back. And they look great. And then you have her next to Giant Man. And they just look good. We get him, get her. They look so good. Get her, get him. It looks so. Sorry. Wasp. Yeah, what's your name? Janet Van Dyke. Janet, you're good. Be chill, bro. But there they are. Well, we'll do Giant Man and Wasp. but they look great together. They look amazing. They are a perfect little pair. Yeah. Yeah, and then this definitely makes me want to see if I can find another alternative to keep this head on another figure, because I think that unmasked head sculpt looks so good, but a pretty cool 2-pack. I can't remember what the original price was on these. They're probably more expensive now than they were before, but yeah, kind of sucky when it comes to, like, mainly to the paint defects on a Wasp, if I'm honest, but still looks great overall. And like the sculpt is all there, the rest of the effort's there, and then even onto onto the actual, like, the placement of the paint, like, it's there. I just didn't complete it. You just gotta get her done. You gotta get that logo especially, and then, having that splotch on the head. But that's little fixes. Hopefully maybe something can come along. We'll see. But then, a Giant Man, he does use an older body mold and could use for maybe a little bit of an update compared to now. But even still, this looks great. This works so well. And Wasp especially, it's like, okay, I gotta point that out. Wasp is like a perfect figure. Nearly a 10 out of 10. But it just loses points because of those little QC issues. But besides that, she's just a perfect figure. Giant Man is still kind of like your standard Legends, but the head sculpt and the new hands, even if they're not new hands, but having like the big rip hand and then having the belt piece and having the costume on there, of course, works so well. Could maybe use for an update, especially sculpting onto the arms and onto the boots would be nice. Even like on both of these would be good. But not bad. Not bad at all. Cool little thing. I do want to... Here, we'll do one more little fun thing, and then we'll do all of our comparisons. We're going to move stuff as we are doing this. So I do want to take off Wasp's wings and see if she can wear the lab coat. So that can be a fun little thing you could do. Okay. There she is. Now let's get her with that unmasked head specifically. Okay, and then we'll use the thing. We'll do the pose. We want to do one more pose with Wasp. Do another unique pose using the lab coat. Oh, if I don't lose the little panel. If she can hold it. This might be like just too big on her, but trying to make it work. All right. Let's get this. He's like, read these charts. And it's not too bad. It just kind of, especially at the torso, which is like, it's like, yeah, especially here at the arm area where, where there's a lot of room. Especially if I want to do a specific pose, so need to kind of taper that in, I guess, a bit more to keep the shape of the figure and trying to eliminate as much dead space as possible, but still have it in a good natural pose. And that's not too bad. Yeah, that's nice. I feel like she would still be fine without it anyways, because she looks so good just by herself as a figure. So yeah, but one little extra thing to show off. All right, now we're gonna put our wings back on for her. Get her back into her full Wasp outfit. Wings spread. Head grabbed. I'm just narrating what I'm doing now. Head is on. So there she is. Okay. That's our. Is that it? I guess that is it, right? No, it is this. Okay. Sorry, my brain is not computing right now. Okay. That's just her. There is Wasp. Just looking great. There they are. So I guess we can go ahead and do our comparisons now. She does take up a bit of room, don't she? With them wings, but it's a part of it. It's a part of the look, the style. We might still keep them more side to side. Or get her. Actually, that works pretty well. Look at those two. Those two look great together. They look amazing. I should clear out the rest of this table. I will keep this little Avengers thing. All right, we're gonna back these two up with this little Avengers thing. We'll just keep that there for fun. But they look great. They look amazing. So we're gonna get on to our comparisons now. Oh. So first, gonna do all of our original Avengers that we have messed with. And our first, of course, comparison is going to be with the Target exclusive Ant-Man that uses the same body, but with the pins. So you can see how quickly they moved from this over to here. And now this thing is already technically outdated. So they could use this body, but with bigger shoulders, you know, and do the thing. But I have him. He's just waving. This is the best Ant-Man figure that we've ever had yet. So hopefully they can improve on this some point. Yeah, like they have actually with this Iron Man. Because this Iron Man is also, I guess, technically older. This is the Marvel Legends 20th anniversary Iron Man figure. And they do look pretty good next to these two. All right. Pretty cool. I do like, yeah, the shininess and also like the kind of like the horns that are kind of on this dude. We will do, okay. I do want to do like a full Avengers shot. But, you know, the two other ones are two big guys, so I might as well just grab them. Okay. So then we also have our other two original Avengers. So we got Thor. We also have Hulk as well. So we'll get Ant-Man out for a second just to show off my full Avengers. The original Avengers. Because I know it was technically just, you know, these four. Because they were sent out to get this dude. But even though he was like controlled by Loki or something, so it was like a whole thing. There's our, we're going to center this. Get a full shot there of your Avengers, your original ones. Even, yeah, a bit later on, also had Cap in there as well. As we've seen, and this is the Secret Wars Cap. But I gave him a Deadpool thumbs up. Specifically the one from the San Diego Comic-Con set with him and Hydra Bob. Pretty cool figures. And then I guess we can just add on to this Avengers if we want to. Hold on. Who comes next? Because who's on the we're going to go by our guide, which is the box art, and which are the ones I kind of already have out anyways. Make sure. All right. We will bring in Black Widow. Here, looking really cool. One of the best. Then do have Hawkeye. Of course, has to be with Black Widow, as always. And then have Black Panther. He can fit in there. And then, if I could, I would have Strange just floating in the back. Because he would be right there, because he looks so good. And yeah, and specifically because I'm using the Dazzler effect. I guess I could get him like back here. Does he even show up? He does not even peek out of there. Here, we'll get Cat more. The center, we'll get her. Closed up, we'll get Thor a little further in here. Get Iron Man. Black Panther. Get Strange. I want to get T'Challa in here, though. Then we can can we fit one more maybe on the other side? Maybe we'll get, okay, because they are there on the box. Well, okay, not going to be able to fit Falcon, but we got Vision. He's there. He looks great. Scarlet Witch as well over there. Look at this whole ass Avengers display. Probably can still get one more. Because who else is on here? Because there's Miss Marvel, but I don't have that version yet. I do have Captain Marvel. She would work okay, but kind of wrong era. But we do have... Is he on here? He is on here. Is this his? This is not the costume, but this is a costume. But it is still more classic. We do got Falcon up in here. I think that these are the shoulders that people have been talking about to use for this Giant Man or Ant-Man body on that Sunfire mold. It would probably work a lot better. But he looks pretty good. He looks amazing. Honestly, next to everyone. This is such a great Avengers display. Cap and Thor are blocking. There we go. Pretty cool. We might as well throw in Ant-Man one more time just to have the whole crew here. Because if we get Ant-Man in here, just for the sake of it. But pretty cool. This is a great little setup. It works so well. I just have to get him centered. I'm sorry, Thor. Move to the right. Thor isn't even like real Thor, so sometimes it doesn't even matter right now. But they look pretty good. Pretty cool. We are going to do one more switcheroo. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. All right. So we're going to clear off this table. We are going to get to some other Marvel kind of Avengers and also some more adjacent characters as well. Kind of, I would say, more modernish or even, sub kind of Avengers group. And also, the two creators of this. We are going to move all these guys here. You are here and here. Well, we're going to move these over here. Panther, Hawkeye, Thor, Black Widow, Johnny, Cap, Iron Man, Cap, and then Hulk. Hulk smash. He gets his own section. He is that big. All right. Recenter. We are turned. These back in an equal positioning. We're straight up. There we are. Hopefully this doesn't look weird. I don't know how this angle looks. I think it's probably just like the lights kind of just blowing out, so it looks a bit weird. But it still looks good. They look good. Okay. So first, I'm going to do a comparison. Why is he not holding it? With the two creators, as I have them in figure form. So we, of course, have Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. Stan, of course, being a Marvel Legends, and Jack Kirby being a Mirage NECA figure. So you have your representations of the comic Marvel collaborators. Looking pretty cool. I think I kind of like prefer this Jack Kirby. I do like the Stan, a realistic Stan, but a nice kind of like pairing of the two in their thing. And I would like a Stan in this style, if anything, you know. But he definitely works more with the Legends anyways, because they're gearing more kind of like realistic anyways with even the comic stuff. So he kind of blends right in with them. And then Jack still kind of works. I think he's still a bit too cartoony, but I kind of see he has like a glow to him. He looks very magical, I must say. He does have a kind of like a magic rock on his pencil that makes kind of like his drawings come to life. So he drew Donatello with a laser arm and then also a monster. And that's crazy. But they're pretty cool. Nice figures of the guys who made this stuff. Who both made this stuff, might I point out. And then have some more Avengers with Captain Marvel, like we showed before, and War Machine. And pretty alright. He did have some fuzz on them. They're pretty good. I do need... okay. We do need a updated... update of Captain Marvel. The War Machine's good. He's great. He's fine. I do like the all-white kind of like thing that they did with the retro card. But my mind's eye of War Machine is probably more like this. Just kind of basic, but metal. Looking really, really cool. And he works. He works with these guys. Because he is all pinless too. Except for the knees. But you don't really worry about that. But then, she's okay. Yeah, this Captain Marvel is not my favorite. But you know, it's a look. But it's crazy that they haven't ever done an update of this. Like, ever. How have they not done one? It's insane. All right. Then, for two more Avengers. Now my voice is getting hoarse. Have the Mafex Spider-Man. So, of course, this figure has... excuse me. Has the PVC Bake Shop, his animated series head sculpt. And this is how I display him with it. This is my Avengers Spider-Man. I think of him as a bit older still. A bit older still on the younger side compared to the rest of the team. But is, you know, still a little bit more matured as a Spider-Man. Isn't like super fresh kind of era of Spider-Man. A little bit kind of like in the middle. But still pretty cool. And then you do have the CT Toys brown suit Wolverine, who is my Avengers Wolverine, because I do think of Wolverine out of all the other X-Men to be a part of the Avengers a bit more, because that's just what I kind of grew up kind of thinking and kind of agreeing with seeing content-wise. I think they were kind of like later comics, but in my mind's eye, because, you know, he was in Secret Wars. I know that's more of like, okay, it's a part of X-Men, but they were kind of all Avengers. Because that's what I think of, and I think he has been in the Avengers later, but in any case, kind of of two different styles really going on figure-wise, but they still work. Yeah, they work pretty well. They look great. Especially that Wolverine. The Spider-Man's great too. I just always kind of struggle to get this figure to look good, if I'll be honest. It's not my favorite kind of thing to pose. It always seems a bit awkward. He's like, well, bro, I'm on web you. See, that's fun. See, I like that. I like that. All right. Pretty cool. The next, gonna do some comparisons with some of our West Coast Avengers, a fair bit, and then a couple other kind of like first appearance figures, and then some more miscellaneous kind of Avengers. Or do we want to just do the other Avengers now? Could do those. Okay. Okay, I think we'll do this whole section because these are part of the Avengers. These are on the Avengers display. And then one is in the Marvel Universe display that I have. But I would think that she's a part of the Avengers and, you know, is related to this anyways. So first we have is Jocasta, I think her name is. She is basically Ultron, but a woman. But she is a part of the Avengers. I think she's, yeah, she is good. Like, she's evil for a time, and then she's good. There she is, and so she works with them. And then we have, why does she also have a giant fuzz? These are little fuzzes. All right, and then we have Squirrel Girl. Who's pretty classic. This is, of course, the one where she has like the scooter, has the little squirrels everywhere. One has like a little like a bow on it. It's funny. I would like a new Squirrel Girl though. A more classic one, probably too. Maybe not like with like the diamond kind of paint eyes where it's all like weird and she has like the the big buck teeth. But you know, just something's just gotta work. All right. And then this figure, I think that this is this Cassie? Is this Cassie Lang? Okay, because I'll be honest, I couldn't find my Scott Lang Ant-Man. But mainly it's about showing off Cassie because, you know, she uses the small versions of these. She does have holes, I think, for the big versions there. But I don't think she came with them. I think that this is how her wings are because she is on a smaller body mold, as you can see. So she's like a teen. So it works pretty well. And it's a nice kind of like later costume. Has a cool helmet. Yeah, I like the color scheme. But you know, I think it would be cool to get an update of this. get an updated Scott and Cassie. I think they're, yeah, is there rumors of like another Ant-Man or something? At some point, I guess, but I don't know. But yeah, they look pretty cool. Look all right. Are there any other ones? Nope, not yet. Not for this section. Okay, pretty cool. Need a new Squirrel Girl. This Joe Costa's pretty good. Just could use the double arms, but not really much of a thing for her. All right. Get on with our West Coast Avengers. First have Hank Pym there in his more, I would say, more casual wear there. And then you have, oh, what's her name? What's your name? I just knew your name. You're not Black Canary. I'm trying to remember what your name is. Black Canary is DC. This is Marvel Land. And he's doing the same thing. He's doing the grab thing. Which actually, well, this would actually, from what I remember, I think that this actually would work better with Hank, wouldn't it? Yeah, with the West Coast Avengers. Because this apparently goes with his character where, where he was just shrinking everything. He didn't really shrink, I don't think, very much. He would just use his Pym particles and just make things big or small and make them kind of like usable. So maybe he can definitely hold this now. But I do want to compare the head sculpts. I can't tell. The hair is definitely the same. Can't tell if it is the same sculpt or not. It looks like it is. It just looks weird with the eyebrows blonde. This might be a different head sculpt. I can't tell. I think that they are the same. It's just that these are just that, that blonde. If you do that, yeah, because that looks the same there. Okay. What the heck? Just all about those eyebrows, I guess. And yeah, and those eyes. Like, those eyes are like super, super bright blue. So he really sticks out compared to this Hank. Or it's a little more subtle. I don't know if the head will fit, but we might as well try. Okay, it fits. Just sits kind of high on the neck, though. And it works, but it's like, it doesn't make them, it does make them look a little bit leaner and taller. But this kind of gives me, like the G.I. Joe vibes, honestly. Like, this makes this into just like just into like a regular, like a G.I. Joe, like a Duke. It's like, yeah, that's Duke right there. It's like, yeah, but this is Hank Pym. This is, that's fine. I think we'll definitely give him the, I think it is the Quinjet is what it is. Maybe even give him the lab coat. Hold up. Hold up, brothers and sisters. Hold on, we need to take off the hand. But we'll try him with the lab coat to see how that looks. It might be a little big. Seems to work all right. Yeah, this is a little too bulky for my liking for Ant-Man. I always think of him as a little bit skinnier. I don't know. It's alright. It's fine. It's not the greatest look. I think I prefer without it. What is your name? Mockingbird. Yeah, I think that's her. Yeah, it's Mockingbird. She's also part of the West Coast Avengers, I think. Her and who? Who and who have a thing? Because I know it's Tiger and Moon Knight have a thing, and that's always kind of weird. What is it? Her? Oh yeah, it's her and Hawkeye. She got the weird mask. Yeah, with the batons. And he got the weird mask with the arrows. So they were like, oh, cool. You want to make our own Avengers team? I was like, oh, sure. Sounds good. Let's do it. Let's get Ant-Man. And Moon Knight. And a Spider-Woman. And a Tiger Lady. And Wonder Guy. Wonder Man. But there's our little crew. So he'll probably just be holding that for the rest of his life. And make him real proud of himself. Pretty good. Yeah. That's cool. And I do like the retro kind of feel of these two costumes together and how well they actually match each other. Like they complement each other. And I did give this Mockingbird the Agatha sleeves from WandaVision, the Marvel Legends. Because I like the kind of like the texturing and then like the color did kind of match the blue. It might be a little bit more kind of different, but I think it works all right. I think it's a fun little thing, and it kind of works in my brain with this. Like, it just works so well in my head. All right. We're going to get... do we want to get... Yeah, we'll get these two out of here. Then we'll do our other West Coast Avengers comparisons. Have Spider-Woman. We got Tigra. And, of course, got Moon Knight. The Moon Knight. Here comes that one dude who always just shows up unannounced. It's like, yeah, you know, he's a part of the team, but he just like, it's Moon Knight. He's a weird dude, bro. There we go. Look at that. Look at that crew. Look at those Avengers. Look how wonky her freaking eyes are, bro. I hate. Why do me so bad? Why, Hasbro? Why is it always the paint? The sculpture rate is on the paint. Gotta fix it. Gotta be better, y'all. But they look cool. They look awesome. All right, and then our last real kind of like good guy or Avengers of comics is a couple of figures of their first appearances, kind of regular. Looks here, well, of course, have our first appearance, Iron Man, who is also part of this same line of figures. Looks great, looks awesome, looks amazing. Then have the 2-pack first appearance Hulk and Bruce Banner figure here. So where Bruce has the lab coat with the orange shirt and the blue tie, and I have him actually just holding his glasses because that's kind of, I don't really imagine him with glasses. He kind of looks like a very young, like a cartoonish Mark Ruffalo, but he just has like the brown swept hair. It's kind of weird. If you see it, let me know. It's a very, yeah, it's like an uncanny valley kind of thing. But he's just a dude, though. He's just another dude. And he looks okay. He looks kind of close to the original, but not really perfect. It's kind of like its own style. But this Iron Man, yeah, this Mark 1 is to die for. It is one of the greatest figures that I think that Marvel Legends has ever made. It looks so awesome. It's just perfect. I love this thing. I love this thing so much. I love having this classic Avengers stuff. I need to get the gold armor because that's like the true Avengers, kind of like the beginning era of the Avengers kind of look there. But it's so cool. It's so good. Move him. Move him. And now, finally going to get into our villains. Our second little, well, like our third or fourth, because it was that, and those, and then those two, and then that crew. Okay. So we did like 3 segments already. So now, doing the villains. So So, of course, the comics, not in the movies, it was actually Hank Pym who created the mighty Ultron. Also has his hand up, but has the Kirby crackle. Has the crackle, even though he is made by a different artist. But Kirby, then a very Jack Kirby character, Absorbing Man. Now, who might? This is not Absorbing Man. This is, what's his name? He is technically a Fantastic Four villain, but I kind of like to think of him. He would be on par with an Ant-Man with a Wasp, because he is basically like a micro being, essentially. Like, he's like super small, but he's in like a giant robot costume, or even like controls it from like his dimension in the micro universe or something. What's his name? I can't remember his name. It's like something man or thing. He has like and he has the board with the fear, doubt, and hate. I kind of wish he had like a pointer finger. That would have been nice. So he can like press the buttons, because he's supposed to like press them, I think. Unless he came with another, like an open hand, and you can kind of like make it look like he's doing that. So I should probably do that. I can't remember what his name is. Psycho Man. That's his name. It's the Psycho Man. I think that's literally his name, Psycho Man. It's just, it is crazy comic goodness. And he looks actually pretty good. I was kind of surprised. He actually does have a bit of height. I think it's just like his proportions feel a lot more kind of like closer together. I feel like he should be wider and maybe taller, but it still works. He's still tall. He's still plenty wide. They just kind of like is like, yeah, it's very interesting scale-wise with this figure, because it feels like it should be huge, but it's kind of like it's just a 6-inch figure. It's a literal 6-inch. It's probably a bit more. It's probably more like 6.5 anyways, but as you can see, like proportion-wise, what we're working with, it's very interesting. It's like it's a whole different like leap from this to this. But it still scales well, even though it feels small. At least in my opinion. All right. Next up, more villains. First, we have another classic Ant-Man villain. And also, it's like I don't really have that many actual Ant-Man related, like kind of like main villains. It's all like the little, like the side ones. Yeah, like the sea level villains for him. So I have Whirlwind. Haven't had this figure out in a while, in a long time. I don't think I even got him out for the regular Ant-Man unboxing. Well, that was okay. So the Ant-Man actually technically started this whole live stream thing, if you must know. This one specifically, because this figure I was after, and went to Target, had them, I got them. They had like a couple more other figures I wanted, so I bought those, and then I went to the mall, or went to some other store. What was it? Or I think I went to like Walmart, and I went to GameStop. And I just got a bunch of figures. I got like a haul of like 9 whole figures. And I was just like, I gotta do something with this. This is a big thing. And then there's what's his name? Crossfire or whatever. Crossfire, I think his name is, or whatever. Or something shot. Mr. Mr. Gun. Mr. Bullseye. He's not Bullseye. Bullseye. Gonna work. Crosshair, is that his name? I think that's what it is. It's something like that. We got Crosshair or Crossfire, whatever it is. I don't know. It's a weird name, but he's a cool comic villain. The head sculpt is really good. It kind of works with this Giant-Man and Wasp pretty well. And they are a Ant-Man villain and a newer kind of figure from like a couple years ago. 2023. There we go. And then for our last villain, and also one that I also opened most recently, a long Crossfire, I think his name. I don't know. The guy with the gun in the red. But we have Egghead, a staple of Ant-Man's villains. It's very, very weird. Very specific. But you know what? He's iconic. He's got an egghead. He's got the laser gun. He's got the cool tie. He's got the lab coat. That's not fabric, but that is sculpted. Which I might kind of prefer in this line, especially if they're more like malleable, like this one, like it's still movable. And this is a bigger figure, taller body, especially with the head. Like they might be more, no, he's a bit taller, but they have the same kind of head thing going on there. Hers is pointier though. His is more just an egg. That's his name, Egghead. Oh. All right. And then our last comparison going to be with the Marvel Legends MCU Ant-Man and Wasp. These are specifically, I think, the ones from the sequel movies. I think I just put a different Ant-Man helmet on mine. I think that this is the one from the Endgame thing. That would make sense, but you can't see his eyes through the mask, and I don't think you could before. But with Wasp, you can. So it's actually pretty cool. It's actually a pretty decent figure. Ant-Man's fine though. I need to get a new one. But they work pretty well. And you see like how the elements of Wasp are kind of like seen differently now. She has the gold thing, but she still does have like a helmet, kind of like Ant-Man's. So they kind of match that up in the MCU. Compared to, I think more in the comics where they were more different and sometimes didn't even wear their masks in some cases. But that's why they have the unmasked heads. But pretty cool. Really nice. So yeah. I don't know what else to say. I would think, okay, overall, I think that this set was pretty good. It was fun. Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta do some more. Yeah, I gotta at least do one more comparison. I don't even know if I can even get this guy. I will try. Okay. I do want to bring down at least one. Okay. Here's the Mezco Toys Ultraman. Kind of your comparison with some big monsters. Even wanted to get one of these little buildings that came with him, so you can have a good scale as to how big those are. Even to, okay, yeah, we're getting him. We're getting him. Even having the big G himself, Showa Godzilla. The SH Figure Arts Showa Godzilla, specifically from Godzilla vs. Gigan. He looks amazing. This would be so sick to see. I need to take pictures of all of these nearly immediately. But pretty cool. That's awesome. Awesome setup we got going on here. But yeah. Anything else really? I don't think so. I think we'll actually be good. I don't want to move anything more than I have to right now, because I don't want to switch up these guys. I think that they look great as they are. So yeah, we're gonna get all of our things back on here. Spend a bit more time in case anyone drops in, wants to see what's going on. I'm gonna zoom out. All right. There's our cap. I mean, it's not. Sorry, Tony. I mean, Cab has to kind of take up that spot. We'll just have Ant-Man there. We'll have, of course, Thor again. Maybe we'll just have like the other Avengers on this side. Put Hulk, of course, way back here. Well, I mean there at least. Tony, can you? No. There we go. I don't know if I can justify that. We'll just go over there. Get Strange in here. He'll just be in the back. Get Hawkeye. Well, we're going to get Black Panther in here. Black Widow. Hawkeye. I can barely see who I... Okay. He's kind of like a more main Avenger, at least in my eyes. That's just how I've seen him, because he looks so ridiculous. But, yeah, Black Panther's is cool on his own, so... Black Panther is still an Avenger. How did I have this before? Maybe have him doing all that. Then he's there. Then who do we want to add more? Could have add. Here we'll do this Hank. I'm gonna put them all back there. Do Ultron. Sorry, I'm trying to get this angle. It's just kind of hard with her wings. Here, I think that's my angle. There. Have him coming around. Have her coming in. Okay. We're losing it. We're losing the plot. We keep moving stuff. Okay. You go this way. You know what? Oh, Hawkeye, you're done. You're done. You're not going. You're just going to stay here. Black Panther. Well, Strange, you're in. Strange, you're way too cool to just be sitting back there. But you will knock down everything you see as well. All right, Hawkeye. You behave. Well, we're just causing problems. Just to cause them. All right. We'll put Panther back here. My Widow can just fit back there. Female Wasp girl who's not Wasp is Cassie Lang, who you cannot see. I don't know. She's just it is an older figure, so it's kind of like it's not the greatest to really mess with. Yeah. Okay. Have to get her to actually stand up is also the issue here. I should leave right there. I'm sorry. All right. The next, doing her. We're gonna do him. What else can we do? We can do Moon Knight back there. I'll do Tigra. Do we want to do? Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I want to add in here. Well, we gotta do Jack and Stan at least. So they're gonna go in the middle. There's Jack. Oh, there's Stan. I need to figure out what I'm doing. Oh, Excuse me. There we go. Okay, let's get this over with. Put this there, Tigra. Go down over here. Then Spider-Woman, might as well. In here. And for the villains, the Psycho Man. Whirlwind. Look how ridiculous he is. She's alright. Egghead for sure. See his stupid head all the way back there. Can do some more. Get him back there. Get Panthers sticking out more. Get him closer. Iron Man. Then Vision. Her. Scarlet Witch. New Falcon. And do War Machine. Put in that Bruce Banner mod as well. Bit like 4 more figures in here. What the heck? How about the King? No, the King a little too big. We can get Ultraman in here. These are one kind of offshoot. And then new Crossfire for at least one more villain. Now I can fit. All right. And then at least one more. I at least get one more in here. Don't want to try to get Ant-Man and Wasp in here for MCU. That would be insane. If I can get these two, then I'm set. I'm set for the night. We got movie Ant-Man. I'm gonna figure out how Wasp is gonna fit in here. There they are. You can barely even see Wasp. I don't think you even can see her. You see the woman. Actually, let's do. Sorry, War Machine. This actually fits better. Those also make sense to have a more prominent Wasp version of her. And this look. Let me get a more. Trying to get this thing to fit. It is not working out that well. I can imagine it in my mind, but just have to execute it. This one is okay. To do this thing. Yeah, that's a bit better. Oh, maybe she has to move. Yes, and so then she can fit in here better. And he can fit better. There she is not. Ugh. Bro. These little fuzzes everywhere. Because I just dusted, so it's got little duster things on it. All right. We don't even really have it like that. You know what? You have lost the plot, sister. You're not going in. You nearly took out Jack and Stan and the whole rigmarole. You're going to the back. You're just gonna stay there. E-Man's gonna be here at the front. Now you shall be peeking there. I probably should have just done that the whole time, but I'm a stickler and a idiot. All right. I think we're going to call this good finally. What a setup. What a stream. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. It's been honestly a really fun time this go around. I really enjoyed doing this stream. Just for me. Just to know that these figures are still fun, not perfect, but have so much potential, and it's just a great time being here. And thank y'all for the support. We had 300 subscribers after all these years. I mean, honestly, it's like it is weird kind of like seeing like I'm getting existential now, but it's like it's crazy. It's like as a kid, I just wanted to just make videos. And I'm doing that. And I still do that. I don't get paid for it, but I still do it for fun. And I can show off these cool figures and stuff that I'm into and just doing my thing. So, yeah. Hope y'all have enjoyed. We're always rambling. We're always talking. We're always here. Nearly every Friday. Be sure, like the video. Comment on the channel. What you want to see here on the channel. Subscribe. It would really help. We just hit 300 subscribers, and it's amazing. I can't thank y'all enough. I'll keep thanking y'all as long as I can. But, yeah. Be sure to check out the Instagram as well. Got a collab going on there. And, yeah. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. These figures are pretty good. Wasp is definitely the favorite, despite all the paint issues. But Giant-Man's pretty good too. He's a nice addition. I think he's something that was kind of needed. He feels right for the Avengers display specifically. And though I don't have the HasLab, I think that this one will fill out that kind of role pretty well. I'll have to see what I can do. Maybe I'll get like a tiny version of the Avengers, like have like little like figurines of them, like like little like like less than 3-inch, kind of like little figures of them. Try to see if I can track something down like that, because that would be cool to have them as. Excuse me. But yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed the stream. Appreciate all the support. But yeah, have a good night. I'll see y'all next week. Be cool. Be good. Who's our top fans? Mom Life, Benji Rennie, and Geek Fusion TV, Benji Rennie. Well, thank y'all for the support. But y'all have a good night. Goodbye. And it's